What's up, guys? This is your guy, Mr. Evaluator, and what I'm going to be doing is I am going to be debunking Marvel's humans' overly exaggerated strength feat. I mean, like, this is crazy. Their durability, they were claimed to be above the average superheroes, as stated by Splash in his crazy behind video. So let's just get to the point. These noobs just take a panel and they run with it, and that's just it. They don't give you the comic issue. They don't tell you where they got it from, so that other YouTubers can look and fully evaluate what was happening, why it was happening, and what was going to place. So I'm going to do my best to go through this, and as I find more and more other information, I will be uploading on my channel. But just to let you know, all the images are going to be blurry because I screenshotted all of this from the video your fake villain made on his channel, well, on another person's channel. So okay, so according to what this says, it says the Eternals take a dark turn and reveal that the only reason why they were sent to Earth was to ensure the human population increase so that they could harvest the, I guess, humans and use their energy to, feed to create, to give birth to a celestial time. I don't know who that is. But anyways, they said that, like, essentially, the earth is just an eggshell and its inhabitants are the food for the gods. So basically, the higher gods feed off of the people that's on planet Earth. Like, crazy. This is freaking crazy. And it doesn't say the human feeds off the gods. So if the humans were that powerful, then they'd be feeding off of the gods, even if they were unaware of the power. I mean, this is stupid. I don't even know why I said that. Anyways, the gods feed off of the humans in that verse. The humans don't feed off the gods. Secondly, Odin was the one who created two human beings, and the Celestials, according to what this thing is saying, Google, which got the information from the comic books, Odin created two humans, and the Celestials keep records of the humans, but not the Eternals. Not the Eternals. They don't keep records of the human race, but they can come to Earth and they can cause all kind of calamity, whatever or whatnot. Okay, so this is a explanation of the three beings. Okay, let's read it. In this manner, the dawn of the eight became the common ancestors of three powerful new species. So in this comic panel, they're letting you know that all three of these individuals that they're showing are powerful beings, right? So we're going to find out powerful beings in what way, and what type of species, in their own way of species, okay? So the deviant and ever-changing and destructive failure. Structurally unstable, each new generation of deviant appeared in new and monstrous ways. His lot was constant war. So this creature is a powerful being in its own way because of the constant war and calamity that it causes upon it all. So clearly, compared to the next two, he isn't as deadly, he isn't as powerful. He's powerful, but in the context, he isn't as powerful as the next two until we go and find out. Okay, so the species breed with true balance of structure and destruction. Although that he was a destroyer, the human was capable of building for peace. His kind was destined to inherit the earth. He belonged to it. Okay, so the humans belong to the earth, and it said formerly the humans were destroyer. So they are destroyer, but they are no worse than the deviant, who always cause constant destruction here and there. So compared to him, this creature is more destructive, is more powerful. Well, I don't mean more powerful. Yeah, is more powerful. Its species is more powerful than the human, which means in return that it causes more destruction and more chaos, while we have the human on the other hand who looks for more settle and more peace. Yeah, they can be destructive, but they are not as destructive as, they're not as destructive as the deviant are. But yeah, as the deviant is. So that means the The deviants can die just like the humans. They can get stabbed. They can get killed. They're not durable. They're not Wolverine level. They're not Hyperion level. They're not Thor level. They're not any of those levels. And if, however, we have seen a comic where the deviants have fought higher beings or higher characters that was above existence, need to let you know that the deviants have accessibility to all types of weapons, technology, super mass destructive weapons to attack other higher beings with, just as the small humans. So clearly, like I'm saying and expressing, like, let's just say a deadly supermassive laser weapon, the deviants could also get a hold of this weapon because they come out, as it says into the context. It says that the deviants are unstable, but each new generation of deviant appear in new and monstrous ways. So clearly, the more they go down the line, the more destructive they get, the more dangerous they get, and the more capable they get of fighting even higher beings. And not saying that their normal selves could fight a higher being with their physical fists. No, they obtain the technology and a weapon they need to use to fight higher beings. Because they use technology to fight higher beings, it doesn't mean they could fight higher beings themselves. So, however, on the other end, the deviants are far less powerful than how the Eternals are. And the human is no dangerous or no more deadly than the deviants, because his manner was to only live in peace and multiply and inhabit the earth. He can be destructive, but not as destructive as the deviant is. So in this case, the deviant and the human, the deviant in that sense of matter will be more dangerous and more powerful and deadlier than the human. Now, when they're talking about power, they're not talking about durability. They're not talking about physical strength. When they use the context of powerful, they're actually using this in the context of the likely manner of their species. So if they're saying that the character is more destructive in his ways and what he does, is he a Adolf Hitler? Is he a Napoleon? Like, if these guys are any of these species and they're more destructive than the other, then by that definition, the character is way more deadlier and way more powerful than the next character who isn't as deadlier as he is. Now, we're going to read the Eternals. It said the Eternal, he was more a child of the gods, right, than of earth. He reached for the universe. So in this context, this eternal being, this species, was a child of the gods than he was of the earth. So that means that even though that the eternal is more like the beings who can inhabit the earth, they can inhabit the earth, they can live on the earth, they can destroy the earth, but it doesn't mean or specify in the sentence that the earth and its inhabitants is bigger than the Eternals. It doesn't mean that the Eternal is far less greater and more stronger than the earth. It isn't. Because on the bottom, it says the Eternals breed few in numbers, right? And were immune to time and death. Like the gods, they lived apart from all other living beings. So when you go back into context, it says that they were more of a child to the gods than they were a child to the earth. Now, compared to the deviant and the human, the Eternals was more of a child to the gods than on earth. So that basically goes to show you that the human is a child to the earth. The deviant is also a child to the earth. They are more of a child to the earth, far less than being a child to the higher gods and by the beings who created them. So clearly, the eternal is more of a child, right, to the higher gods than he is a child to the planet Earth. So in this sense, you could possibly say that because he isn't destructive, his very existence, his very species is far more powerful and far more greater than the human and the deviant, because what the deviant is and what type of species the deviant is and what type of species the human is, the eternal is in both ways. They are like that in both ways, and they can be that way in both ways. This is why in the context, the eternal is the more powerful and the most deadly of all two of these beings, because he can be peaceful, he can inhabit the earth, and he could be twice as deadly and twice as destructive as the humans and the deviants. And matter of fact, the eternals can inhabit the earth far greater and live more peaceful, far greater than the humans, because in the context, the gods feed off of the humans and the inhabitants of the earth. That's within the context. So when you align this with the eternals are more of a child to the gods than they are of the earth. So that goes to show you that they will inhabit the earth far greater than the deviants and the humans put together. So in this case, the most powerful in this context will be the eternals. Yes, these are all three powerful species, but being the most powerful is only defined by the character in their own way. So in this context, the eternals will be the most powerful than the deviant and the human altogether. Next case. Okay, so then we have the humans who are clearly going to war with the deviants. They can be shot, the humans can die, and all of this stuff can happen. Now, in the context, it says that the eternals were immune to death and they were immune to time, but clearly, I guess in that context, there may be some eternals out there, species of its kind, that can die and can be affected by time as well. But in this scenario, we have the human race fighting the deviants. You can see that they have a line in formation. These guys are not going out of order. They're not just running up in this one piece of panel and shooting every deviant. They're standing in line. They're watching their target. They're taking duck, and they're precautionally fighting the deviants, because now we know that these guys don't have Superman strength. They're not durable. These humans are not durable, nor the deviant is. They're not durable, nor the deviant is. Next case. This is the war, possibly in between, where the deviants fight the humans. Again, they're not durable. They're not strong enough. I screenshotted all of this in your fake villains video, but I still can't. If I could find a more clear tone, I could read it and I could really find out what's going on. But still, I'm just going to use anime logic. These guys right here, the deviants, are more capable of are more destructive than the humans. Yes, the humans could put up a fight, but their entire race or a race of species don't stand a chance against the deviants, and I'm going to explain that a lot further once I get to the other picture. So once again, the humans could die, and they are not immune to death. Okay, they're not immune to death, and they're not immune to time. So yes, the average human can die. So no, they're not all powerful. Next case, we have one human officer. If, like I said, if this was clear, I can go into further evaluation, but I could still go and debunk this. We have one officer, I guess, who looks like he's standing in a light, soft, weak magic attack. Okay, this attack looks like it's magic, and you know, the character who's throwing the attack is not giving his all, or he's not throwing his all in the Marvel comic, and the character is just standing there. However, you can see at the very bottom, the character then releases a more powerful attack, and they just go blam. So in case you want to talk about that, oh, it had to take a powerful attack beyond existence to attack a regular human police officer. It's just absurd and it doesn't make sense, because if he was going to throw an attack like that, as it shows right here, he not only would have obliterated the police officer, but he would have literally obliterated in everything that stood in the foundation of the plane and the ground that they were standing on. So if this was a attack that came planetary, or if it was a galaxy level attack, it doesn't matter. If it was a high attack potency, right, then the entire plane will be erased and just destroyed altogether. But no, this just is attack who blew out the officers. It looks like you can see their guns and their hats flying. If you guys could find a clear panel for this, then yes, we can go through it. But if the officers that was that strong, this attack that happened would have had all the officers just standing like this. So this goes to show you that the officers are not, the average human is not physically strong. This is crazy. This is absurd. Next panel. And then we have this lady over here, possibly another being in a higher existence, who's talking to this human who said that they need their Coast Guard to fight the deviant. Now, the Coast Guard is, I guess, the humans' most biggest weapon and artillery they could ever actually have, because think about it, the Coast Guard has all kinds of artillery, they have all kind of weapons, and at this current state in time, this is the exact point that they need to use. They need to use the Coast Guard, because it looks like in this panel that the Coast Guard is what they need to attack the deviants, because it looks like that the Coast Guard has more the weapons, or has just enough the weapons they need to finish off and take down the deviants. It doesn't mean that the Coast Guard is immune to physical attacks. It doesn't mean the Coast Guard cannot die. It doesn't mean the Coast Guard can take his fist and punch the city and obliterate the city with a single punch. It's absurd, it's stupid, and it doesn't make any sense. Like I said, these noobs just take a panel, they run with it and make false claims and make false stories out of it, just so that you can get brainwashed, because there are some people out there that don't know their comics. So clearly the Coast Guard has the most weapons, or has just enough the artillery they need to wipe out the deviants. Okay, that's point blank and period. But we don't hear or see a human taking shots and bullets and attacks from a deviant and just swiping them out of the way like it's no problem. Get out of here with that nonsense. Next panel. So now we have the deviants who is now going at war with the humans, and you can see, very looking at this, that the 1, 2, 3, we have two guys who are afraid. Another guy, okay, he says, okay, I could read this. He says, someone get to the radio. I need more men. Literally, someone get to the radio. I need more men. So what does that tell you guys? The deviant was killing off the humans. The deviant was killing off the humans. Did not I just tell you guys from the very beginning that the deviants were more destructive and more powerful than the humans? I mean, get out of here with that nonsense. He were killing off their men. Okay, and let me see what this thing says. The humans are rallying their police force. Hit them hard. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Okay, and I don't know what this says up here. Okay, so fourth has mutates in wide spread attack against all resistance. Okay, so clearly into this context, the deviants were spreading all of their strongest and most powerful attack against the humans, and they were killing them off. But wait a minute, the humans are stronger than the average superhero. The average humans are stronger than the freaking Marvel superheroes. What? Marvel don't got that on DC. Marvel don't got nothing on DC. Are you kidding me? Well, I ain't mean to say it like that. I mean, DC don't got nothing on Marvel. Man, get out of here with that nonsense. Another noob over here talking all that nonsense. But over here, you can clearly see into the context with solid evidence. The deviants was literally killing off the soldiers. They were killing off the police force. Okay, and it is a great struggle, and it is a massive fight against one another. And you could clearly see that if the humans was all that strong, they could have just simply backslapped the deviants out of the way with no problem whatsoever. Or if the deviants was just as powerful as the humans was, who possibly was said to take on the celestial, they'd be done backslap the humans with no problem. And don't even come up in here with that relatively equal stats speed, or they're relatively fast and they're relatively strong. Man, get out of here with that nonsense. It says within the context, the man need more men because most of his men were dying by the deviants. And I don't see, or clearly we don't have any evidence where, I guess, Splash put up where the deviants were getting backslapped by the freaking human race. Man, get out of here with that nonsense. Even if they were unaware of their power, they should still, like, it's just like Superman. Superman, like when he first came out, he was unaware of his power, point blank and period. When he realized that he was pulling the knobs off doors, bending iron chains, and all of this nonsense, bro, he was like, wait a minute, I know that this is my power. So let's get to the point. If the humans were unaware of their true power, their power would still come out. Their power, they would still be utilizing their power without them knowing. And this goes back to the point of what I said. They will be backslapping the god doggone deviant army. Man, get out of here with that noob stuff. Next panel. Okay, so now I'm gonna read this. There is fear and there is panic, yet in many there is also anger. He doesn't, okay, I guess these are humans. He doesn't frighten me. I say we can lick him and send him back into space. Looks like another human. If it's a fight he wants, then he'll get one. I don't know what's going on, but if he's talking about a celestial being or a character fighting the humans beyond existence, let me please explain. So clearly it really doesn't look like that the being that I guess supposed to be in this panel that's fighting the humans really is not using no little to any effort to fight the humans, right? But we have the humans over here who is being very courageous and being bold enough to stand up against other beings. It's almost like having a bunch of army men no longer taking orders from their king, or a bunch of warriors who fought for Napoleon or Adolf Hitler decides to no longer take orders from Adolf Hitler, and now they're gonna stand up against Hitler and the rest of his other army. Bam, 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 bada bing, bada boo. There's a revolutionary war amongst them all. So I'm just gonna use proper crowd judgment. There's no evidence that there is any higher being or possibly anybody fighting the humans in the panels other than what I have taken and saw by Splash from his videos, and it all showed only them fighting the deviants. Next panel. Okay, so clearly we already been over this. The celestial beings fighting the humans, they were actually in this panel. They were using the humans. Their plan is to use the humans to fight, I guess, the celestial beings, I guess, or something. But I'm just going to scroll all the way in, and we're going to look at it with absolute evaluation. The humans shall do our work for us. All they need is proper goading. Proper goading. I don't know what that word. Okay, proper goading. And when they begin to fear, they begin to destroy. Okay. And here it says the humans no longer live in caves or carry spears. They laugh at the concept of evil spirits. Okay, so now clearly they're talking about higher beings, right? So in this context, if they're using the humans to fight against the celestial, they're going to be taking advantage of the humans, and they're going to be utilizing the humans to fight against the celestials. Now, I don't know if The Celestials are not allowed to fight against the humans. I can only take the panel for what I'm actually, from what was showed on the channel and what was actually explained. So he said that possibly these beings were afraid, or they just didn't feel like attacking the Celestials, and they were going to use the humans to fight the Celestials. I mean, I kind of feel like excuse me, bear with me, guys. I kind of feel like that's kind of cliche, and it's stupid to actually justify that the humans are more powerful than the Celestials. Let me give you guys a little ring wrong. So Darkseid wanted to invade Earth, and the way he basically did it was he in one of the TV series, he kind of like, I'm gonna give you the name of the show. I think it was Justice League Apocalypse War. Yeah, I think it was Justice League Apocalypse War. Well, matter of fact, this is what I want you to do. It's called Henry. It's what's the name of it? Oh my goodness, man! I'm just over here talking myself to death. All run out of time. Ain't nobody go listen. Okay, so yeah, the name of that is Superman. Return from the Dead, I believe. It was the return of Superman after Doomsday killed him. And there was another robot, Superman. Yeah, it's called Reign of Superman. Watch Reign of Superman, and you will actually see Darkseid mind controlling another human. He turned into a robot just so that he can possibly invade all on planet Earth. That's why he did that. So these Celestials, it doesn't disprove that the human Darkseid was controlling was stronger than Darkseid. That's absurd, because these beings are going to use the race of the humans to turn against, I guess, the Celestials and the higher beings. Possibly they're doing this because they're going to plan an attack against the Celestials. They don't look like they're worried. They don't look like they are afraid of the humans. Because, however, I want you guys to listen. If the humans are the most strongest in the Marvel Universe, the average humans, then these guys will be afraid to even use them to take out other higher beings. I mean, it doesn't make no sense, guys. It doesn't make no sense whatsoever. If the humans are that powerful, why do they have to use other humans to take out other beings, right? When they could actually do it themselves, bro. Do the humans no, listen to this. Like, because they're going to use the humans to take out other higher beings, why aren't they afraid of these humans? Do you want to use the fact that, the humans are unaware of their power? Well, with proper crowd judgment, it means that the beings that are using the humans to turn against their higher beings are more powerful than they are. And that's simply because they're unaware of their power. So with proper crowd judgment, it proves to the audiences that the humans aren't that powerful. Because within this context, they're using the humans. Let's read it again. It says, the humans shall do our work. What does that mean? Okay, let me go back to it. I don't know why I do that. It says, in the context, the humans shall do our work for us. Our work. What does it? Let's look into the context. What do you mean by our work? What is our work? Their work is to turn against the celestial beings. They can't do that if they want to themselves, but they're not. They're going to use the humans to do it. So does that prove that the humans are more stronger than they are? Because if they are, then they should be afraid of the humans if the humans are more powerful than them. Even if they are unaware of their power. It's just like how other humans would. Lex Luthor tends to take advantage of Superman, right? And let's just say a weak Superman who is unaware of his power. Just when Superman gets the idea of that Superman might resist in any way, he knows that Superman will blitz speed him with no problem whatsoever. So if these guys should be afraid, if going to use humans, they should be afraid of them, even with them being unaware of their power. They should be afraid that at any given moment that when the humans resist against them, they're going to blitz speed against them. It doesn't make no sense whatsoever. It doesn't make no sense whatsoever. So with proper crowd judgment, the evidence shows that these higher beings are way more powerful and way more stronger than the humans. They're using the humans to do their work because they're planning a strategy to take down and attack the higher beings. However, the human race is used to create a diversion against the higher beings so that they can plan and make the attack. Of course, they're going to be distracted attacking the lower beings in the inhabitants of the earth, because it goes back from the beginning. The reason why they're using the humans, because I showed you from the beginning, the humans are the food chain of the higher gods. So if their food are going to turn against them, then it's going to be a problem. They need their food. They can't eat all the food because the gods need this food. It's their source of food. So if the food, however, was going to turn against them and it was their last source of food, then using the last source of food that they need, then they need to recuperate. They, however, cannot use, if their food was going to turn onto them, then they can't react or possibly try to fight off their only food source throughout all of the MCU. So this looks like a strategized attack against the higher being. They're going to turn their food on them, which doesn't leave them no choice to get distracted so that they can attack the higher beings themselves. So this proves very alone that the humans are not powerful. Next panel. Okay, so I don't know what's going on in this panel. Maybe if it was clear, I could understand it. But it was said by Splash, your fake villain, who claimed that the average human can destroy an entire dimension. So with proper crowd judgment, from the looks of this, it looks like he's holding a device in his hand that hit click and it possibly destroyed an entire dimension. Well, perhaps if you were to go like Storm, right? You got, I guess, Composite Storm, I don't know, the higher version of Storm, who could basically pull weather, right? Other weather and thunderstorms from other dimensions, right? It's no simple than to actually get a very powerful nuclear bomb, or perhaps an entire bomb that could destroy an entire infinite multiverse, and put that in another dimension, leave from your dimension, come out to that dimension, click the bomb, and you destroy that whole timeline. Point blank and period. Like, I know that it's not, well, I'm not going to bring up the Loki season because that's not in the comic. So, meanwhile, we have Storm that can pull thunderstorms from other dimensions. It doesn't mean she could destroy an entire dimension. She could just pull storms from other dimension, which basically goes to say that a regular human could travel in another dimension, plant a bomb in that dimension, leave that dimension, press the bomb will detonate, and blow up the entire dimension. This panel does not show that the average human clapped his hands and that whole dimension just got erased. I mean, this is absurd. This is stupid. This is very stupid. I mean, Splash is talking like that. The average human could clap his hands and all the dimension goes away. He could blink his eyes and the dimension goes away. I mean, that's stupid. I mean, it's dumb. It's really stupid. The average human is not powerful. Okay, he's just an average human. Okay, and this one, I can't read the words, so I'm just going to have to use what I used from the beginning. So apparently this looks like Thor's coming in, he's talking, and then looks like he's fighting a warrior. I don't know who he is. I guess he's shooting some type of laser or whatnot. And however, this woman is in his way. What does that say? I have forgotten you. I don't know what she's saying. But anyways, it looks like this guy shot a laser. Okay, let me look at this. Oh, wait a minute. She's in his way. She ain't in Thor's way. Yeah, she's in his way, and she's talking to him. So it looks like that he... Okay, it looks like he got his hands on his head or something. Either she did something to him. I don't know. I got to get a lot clearer. And she went through another dimension. Okay. He sent her through another dimension. Okay, so if he ripped space, time, and all of this other crap up, and she went through I don't know, because I can't see this clearly, but I'm just going to take it for what it is. He says, I have forgotten you. So you could see that the opponent is directly talking to her, and it looks like she got a box in her hand or something. I don't know what happened, but it looks like, I know she didn't dodge no attack. I don't know what that looked like. That's why I got to get a clearer view of it. But anyways, from the looks of it, it looks like that he sent her through another dimension, and she's sitting in between, well, separate from space, time, and all. But if you guys could find a panel, then clearly, you guys can, yeah, you definitely can, clearly, then you guys can, post a panel below. But clearly, this girl, this regular human, isn't durable because, as I said, Gracie, stop! I'm sorry about the dog. But anyways, this regular human is not as powerful, okay? Because as I said from the beginning, you've seen with solid evidence that the cop had called in for more backup because the deviants was killing off the rest of the cops. And so he was like, hey, I need more men. He need more men. So this goes to show you that the person that looked at this comic panel took it out of context. So the human isn't durable. What it sees is that the guy sent her back in time, or perhaps sent her separated from space, time, and I guess all of existence or whatnot. But if you guys have the panel, I could use that for further evaluation. Please put the comment panel below. Next panel. Okay, so this is where Splash took it also out of context, where the narrator was narrating what was going on, and then you have the other police officers, who react to the narrator. Now, this does seem like that the average human could speak to the narrator and talk to the narrator. This isn't nothing amazing because, let me see something. Fourth wall breaker. This is like a fourth wall breaker. And Batman, let me see which version of Batman fourth wall breaker. I don't want to click off of this, but anyways, I'm going to upload it next. So this guy happens to break the fourth wall, and he's talking to the narrator. This is the average human. So this basically should apply for every single human who speaks to the narrator. So this doesn't even apply to the average human, because Captain America could possibly break the fourth wall. Because the contradictory is, if this guy could break the fourth wall, but Captain America is more faster and stronger than the average human, he could break the fourth wall. Does that mean he's stronger and faster than Captain America? I mean, like, we have Captain America dodging a shotgun bullet for point blank range, but this guy could break the fourth wall, unless he's more faster than Captain America. I mean, it's stupid. But anyways, this guy's break the fourth wall. Matter of fact, let me go here. Okay. DC characters breaking. Oh man. Breaking fourth wall. Images. Look at this. So we got one average DC character who's broken the fourth wall. All you gotta do is type it up. Here we have, let me see, blah, blah, blah. Just cause your boyfriend, Berserk, Duff, no fool, and what? Usually they have, you tell her, Harley, Chris. Okay, let me see. So far, we got one person breaking the character. Okay, so this is another, wait a minute. This is another DC character. A 17-year-old running gag is not easy to pull off. Okay, so yeah, it looks like he's talking straight to the narrator. He might not be. He might just be saying it amongst himself. This is Deadpool, right? Yeah, this is Deadpool. Oh my goodness, man. When you actually examples from DC, man, they just tripping, dog. Okay, 5 fourth wall breaking. We know he could do that. Okay, this is Dr. Manhattan, of course. Oh, yeah, not only... No, we're looking at average humans. We're looking at average humans. Break the fourth wall. Okay, so as far as I'm showing you, I only showed you one human breaking the fourth wall. Okay, so this is nothing amazing because DC has done it with an average human, and this guy's just breaking the fourth wall, so that's not compared. He still could get shot, he still could get killed, and all this other stuff, so he ain't a beyond existence. This is just stupid. Next panel. I don't even know why I'm doing this. So this is the one that I really want to debunk. He's saying that Quicksilver is faster than light. Yes, we know, but the average humans were able to tackle him and take him down to the ground, so he's more powerful than he was when he got away. So I'm gonna tell you the little nitpicking, cherry picking crap that Splash used, and he tend to break out. You can clearly see in this panel that Silver Surfer is greeted by these Mexicans. He's unaware what's going on and what's about to happen. He's talking to him and he's being distracted in the process. However, Quicksilver is not the fastest and most strongest person in the entire world. No, not the fastest. My bad. I'm sorry. He is not the smartest and the smartest of all the Marvel of all the MCU, and like, he can be distracted. You can take him out as long as you're distracting him, as he did with Bruce Banner and Hulk in the year 2016 comic Thanos Wins. Just look it up on Google, you will see it. He used the Incredible Hulk to kill Silver Surfer when he said, "All right, hurry up with it." Hulk turned back into Bruce Banner, and Thanos took the sword and stabbed Hulk from behind and killed Silver Surfer while he was distracted, and he didn't notice it. You could clearly see up until this point, the Mexican guy is sneaking behind him while Silver Surfer is being distracted and he's unaware about what's about to happen. Then the guy uses the hammer and knocks Silver Surfer to the ground. Silver Surfer gets hit. He drops it off. Looks like he's a bit conscious. And as he's unconscious, they tie him up. They take him to the ground. And all of a sudden, from what it looks like, he then suddenly gets away. I guess in the next comic panel. It doesn't mean that they could keep up with his speed, because if the Mexicans could keep up with his speed, it would even be impossible for him to get away even after he gained his conscience and after he got it. This does not make any sense. If they were able to grab him and take him down, though he's that fast, why was he still able to get away? That means he isn't fast. They got him while he was unaware of it. So clearly, into this context, if, however, they got him from the beginning, even with him coming back to his conscience, he still wouldn't have been able to get away. The humans would have still been strong enough to hold him, and they would have still been fast enough to keep him and detain him down. All of them. And it doesn't make any sense. He's taking it out of the context and just really blabbing his mouth away and talking it away like he knows what he's talking about. I know this is over an hour. But anyways, these humans just had to plan their way to Quicksilver, and Silver Surfer, and take him down, and all of a sudden he got away, and they weren't able to hold him down once he got conscious and got away. So that doesn't make any sense. They had to sneak their way up to him and take him down, and he is not aware of his reaction or his speed or anything. He don't have eyes behind his head. They distracted him and they took him down, but Splash tend to leave this out because he wants to brainwash all the noob tubers. Well, all those people who don't know how to, their comic books. Next panel. And then we have, I don't know, I guess Firestorm. I don't know what's going on in here. If they have anything to do with attacking humans, I can't read this, but I'm just going to evaluate it. You see how fast Silver Surfer is. You see how fast, strong the Elastic Man is, the Plastic Man is. Nobody can keep up with their speed. They can't attack these guys because they are above the average human, and he's more powerful. If you could find a panel, I could read what they're saying and be more and evaluate it more. Okay, this Beyonder turned his skin black, and every black person inside the restaurant or wherever they are beat up Beyonder. This is not pre-recon Beyonder. This is the Beyonder that went inside and wanted to see what it was like to go inside the MCU, because he says the MCU is like the infinite multiverse of Marvel. It's like a drop of water to his vast ocean. So clearly this is the Beyonder who wanted to move into the Marvel universe and see what it was like. This is the weak version of Beyonder who made himself so weak that the average thugs in the street will beat him up senseless, man. So it doesn't mean that these guys are more powerful. This guy changed his god doggone skin and everything. And from what it looks like, okay, this is Beyonder in the purple suit. It looks like he's getting punched. The green guy is punching him. He's sitting down as they punched him to the ground. What happens next? And he is in a pink shirt. It looks like he's gone. Yeah, it looks like he's gone and he disappeared. I don't know. But if he's still in there fighting, I don't know what's going on. If he's still in there fighting, this is the weak version of Beyonder, and it doesn't count for him being at his fullest power. This is stupid and it's crazy. I need some solid evidence where the average human could create an entire infinite multiverse or possibly sit in a reality their own, because we have pre-recon Beyonder who's interviewing himself, who steps inside the infinite multiverse in which it took Captain America and plenty other people with the Infinity Stones to take out the Beyonder in his true and more powerful form. So this is a big major wink by the NoobTuber Splash, who doesn't know what he's talking about. Next panel. And so we have where he said that Human Torch was getting packed up and getting dinged up by I guess the white Human Torch. Yeah, okay, so this is the Human Torch who was getting beat up, claimed to getting beat up by average humans. Now, we all know what Human Torch looks like, right? Okay, so let me see. This is why I need to read the panel, dude. Okay, so this looks like, I gotta read this panel. But I'm gonna try my best. So it looks like that this Human Torch is not in his human form, is not in his transformation. That's number one. Number two, the people fighting him, it looks like that he got beat up, but he was weak or whatnot. And now all of a sudden, clobbering time comes down the thing and he smacks the ground. Okay. And it looks like you got two guys with his hands up, one guy in the black shirt holding him, another guy in the background looked like he's going to attack him up. But, the guy see the thing and he comes down and he says, clobbering time. If, however, these humans were as powerful or as strong, then as they seen this guy come down, one of those guys should have caught him in the midst, not caught him in the midst of the air, caught him like a football and tossed the thing through 10 buildings. I mean, the panel doesn't even show that. So we already know they're not powerful. And we already know that Splash is just winking the crap out of these Marvels, the MCU, because he knows they're not that powerful. And he's only saying that because he wants to make it sound like he knows what he's talking about when he's not. Next panel. I don't know what's going on. It looks like he's fighting the Watcher. I don't know. But we have the average humans who's talking to the Watcher. I don't know what's going on in here, but we already know these guys are not powerful, because if they're, however, powerful, then the average human who could beat a sentient being have the power to create an entire infinite universe. And we all know that MCU average humans can't fight, cannot create an infinite universe. Once again, this does look like pre-recon Beyonder, the strong version of Beyonder, however. And the people said he's like a quarterback speed. So clearly you can see that Beyonder is just jumping over the hedge of all of these people, going down a slide, and he's running that fast, but he's not running his top speed. Once again, he's not running his top speed. If you want to justify the fact that, oh, he's more powerful than this, you could clearly see he jumped from here, from the top of those stairs, all the way down to this panel. all the way down to the lower part of the steps. So clearly from what it looks like, he didn't jump from the middle of the steps. The authors basically depicted that he was from the corner of the steps. He stopped, well, from the corner of this thing right here. This thing right here that you can see that little guy standing right there. He jumped from right there, right on top of there, went very high, came all the way down, which was pretty amazing. This is what the normal athletes could pretty much do in their world. I can't see because he didn't post a whole panel of that. And basically, yeah, he didn't post a panel of that too. But you can see him actually running through their swift speed. But he's not running his top speed, and he ain't running his fastest speed. He's just running fast. He's not even Wally level. He's not even Flash level. He's not even going bullet speed. He's just running real fast. And once again, if this is the pre-recon version of Beyonder, then he should be way more powerful than this. I mean, I'll just say that this could be the weak version of Beyonder, but once again, this is not him running at his top speed, because if he wanted to run at his fastest speed, they wouldn't even see him through there. So this goes to show you that he jumped from right there. The guy's still looking at him. Everybody is aware looking at him, and it looks like other superheroes are in there. I don't know, but I'm going to need to look at this panel and for further evaluation. Beyonder stronger than the average human in Marvel. I've already did that, and that's it. That's clearly it. That was a video, but that's clearly it. So this basically debunks Marvel's over-exaggerated strong humans and the Sentinels when it doesn't make any sense. So this is your guy, Mr. Evaluator, and that's all I'm just about to do. Man, this is crazy. Why won't this? Oh, you go down, scroll down, and so